back. We're doing a quick Q&A. We've got Kyle here. Zach will be coming back in a sec. We're a little more casual now.
Tracy left.
Tracy just left.
Bye, Tracy.
Bye, Tracy.
Yeah, I understand.
Tracy had to go to work, so she cannot join us. So it's just Kyle and Clay. Hey, buddy.
That was fun.
That was fun.
That was a good quest.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was telling you before we went back on to this how I was like waiting in my heart for you guys to inspect anything that would have been like clued you in that it was fake.
Yeah. Because that pressure plate, I was like, no, I'm not touching anything.
Oh, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I can see that, yeah.
I was scared to touch anything after that point.
Yeah. Okay, I get that logic. Yeah.
And then, it really hosed me.
Yeah.
I almost, like, if I was, like, really playing a character, there's no way I would enter the sand room. But I was like, oh, it's a show, we gotta keep going. But, like, if I was just playing D&D on my own, I'd be like, I'm not doing it. You know what I mean? I would make someone else do it or, like, throw sticks in there or something. I don't know.
Yeah. It's fun writing a dungeon that is supposed to be in the world bad.
Yeah.
It's fun to be like, okay, well, if this was like a real campaign, like quote unquote real campaign, like I would, want this to, like you wouldn't have a small tiny room with a riddle right there that you can read without stepping in.
Yeah. That part's like just go in. And I loved like just off limits, just like the sign we already saw in the mine. Yeah. Oh man.
Zach's back. We're doing a Q&A.
You're so fun, man.
Also, guys, I'm in the chat now under Will's name. This is Daylib says, Tracy is following in the footsteps of Kanye East, not partaking in such important matters. Which is very funny. If you guys have any questions, let us know. Thank you. A bunch of people said they subscribed, so thank you for subscribing, guys.
Yeah, it's a weekly show you do, yeah?
Yeah. 3 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Zad Keelam just says troll Kyle.
Yeah. Well, we've been doing that for a while. Kanye was a really strong character, too. And it was so funny. If she just kept slashing with the sword, she would have killed the skeleton.
Yeah.
But we had to get some roundhouse kicks. So we had to try to rip it off.
She had a lot of creativity.
I love that kind of
I
thing.
loved that Tracy was not like, she barely used her sword.
Yeah.
And I love that. Tofatant123 asks, how much design goes into a quest and how much is spontaneous? Well, Tofatant. No, that's a great question. For this, I feel like I write about, like today I wrote like 3 pages worth of notes and like stuff and encounters. But then a lot of it, for this one, actually, you guys didn't go off the rails very much.
Yeah.
You stayed on it pretty much. Like, so a lot of it was relatively planned.
I bet the break room and like the office.
Oh yeah, the break room and office was not planned at all.
Yeah.
That was all spur of the moment. So it's like I feel like the spur of the moment stuff is half like, just be able to like spontaneously describe a fake room.
Yeah.
But then half being, I feel like what you want to do is like make something interesting there.
Like the ledger was actually a clue.
Ledger.
It was legitimately a clue.
Yeah, the ledger was like 100% made up on the spot, which was like in the moment I was like, okay, yeah, they can see here. And it's, you know what it is? It's like, I do so much improv and same with writing anything, where it's like, okay, this is the world. How does this support the world? So it's like, okay, we established that he's doing this as like in my head, I don't think I ever got it out, but this was like a midlife crisis for the Baron.
Oh, yeah. That makes
and
sense.
that's him. His dungeon is his version of a Ferrari.
Mm-hmm.
And so like, okay, his business isn't making a ton of money, but he's doing fine. Great, yeah, maybe he's ignoring his business, so it's going down a little. But yeah, so like stuff like that, it's like it's in the moment, but it's supported by the work you did beforehand.
Right, your framework.
But yeah, let's see. Ben attacks. Clay, why are you wearing plaid?
Do you know who that person is?
I don't.
Oh, okay.
I probably shouldn't be, since I think I'm not supposed to for video, but I grabbed this shirt this morning. I had a long day.
It's a good shirt.
Get off my back,
It's a
chat
very
room.
nice shirt.
It was because everybody else was wearing solids.
Oh, yes. Yeah, everybody else was wearing solids.
But it's still like, if you were the Blue Ranger, you're still like, it's still enough of a blue shirt for you still to be the Blue Ranger.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We look like we're doing some like Nickelodeon challenge or
Yeah.
something.
It looks like you work for the Green Bay Packers.
Oh,
That's what it
yeah.
is,
Sure,
just
sure,
because
sure.
you're sitting next
Yeah.
to each other.
Yeah.
Let's see. Zach, what is your greatest weakness?
Whoa.
Oh man, as a man, or as a character.
No more details, but what is your greatest weakness?
Oh man, I'm gonna chastise myself for my lack of commitment in
Whoa.
doing that voice. I even said I was gonna do the voice, and then I didn't do the voice.
Well, you
and
did.
I might just start doing a voice.
I loved the Zermanos, how he said his name though.
I just feel like I wish that I had committed. I told you previously that I wanted to be a devilish guy, but I think what I liked is being kind of boorish, and I think that was real fun.
Well, that actually follows up. Kyle, I've got a question for you, but
Yeah.
that actually another question for Zach ties into that. What's playing a chaotic character like? Do you love chaos in real life?
I definitely do. I think that, well, that's like the easiest character to play because there doesn't have to be a rhyme or reason for anything. It could just be like, this seems dumb. And that comes from being like an annoying younger brother. I feel like
Oh, sure.
Yeah,
I
I
feel
get
like
that.
I know how to play this character very well.
Totally.
I may not understand what's going on, but I know how to make people
No,
pissed
you
off.
did. I mean, like
It was
you
fun,
can
super
follow.
helpful.
You can follow a basic plot line. So
The
yeah,
se-
you know,
it might be my greatest weakness when you told me to roll the 6-sided die, and I just stared, and I was like, which one of these is that? And that's pretty depressing.
It's knowing which dice are which is probably like the most niche skill in the world.
Yeah.
Like,
And it saves you a fraction of a second.
yeah,
How
exactly.
long have you been playing? Have you been playing this?
I
have you
guess-
guys played your whole lives, pretty much?
I started playing in like 2006 or 7.
Oh, okay.
And for me, it was like a year ago.
Oh, you seem so good. I just assume you've been playing since like high school or something.
Nah, I'm not that good. I just still know nothing.
Yeah, this must be interesting for people watching who actually play.
Yeah, do they like
Yeah.
correct you on stuff ever?
Once in a while, got corrected hard on that quicksand riddle.
Oh, yeah.
But that's so funny.
But I mean, I'm like
that
D&D
almost plays
times, yeah.
into the whole game.
does, it
though. I
absolutely
feel like
did.
a bad riddle makes
Yeah.
more sense.
Yeah, that was very funny actually.
I get corrected sometimes, but I think we kind of also do a little bit of a caveat of like how we play, like rules and stuff. We're trying to streamline it a little bit. So
Yeah.
like in the fight, if you were playing like hardcore straight, like this is 100% correct D&D,
Yeah.
you would have rolled to see who goes first and the order and everything.
And I need like materials to do spells, right?
Yeah,
That kind
and
of thing,
stuff
I
like
hate
that.
that, yeah.
And it's like, well, we just want to make this flow a little more for the
Right.
show. We're falling a little behind in a few questions.
Oh
Is
god.
that-
Rapid fire. No, let's do rapid fire then. I feel bad
okay.
we're falling behind.
Kyle, what is Easy Allies and why should we be a patron?
Oh my goodness, that's a setup. Thank you.
The name is Koenjiaki.
I don't know Cohen Giacchi.
I think that's how you pronounce it.
Is it Cohen like the last name Cohen and then last name is Giacchi?
Koenjiakkei.
That's a great name.
And then later said, gotta pimp that Patreon.
Okay, sure. Myself and a bunch of former Game Trailers employees make video game videos still, and we have a Patreon to support us to do that. So check out patreon.com/easyallies to see us explain it better than I can at this moment. But that's it. It's basically people helping us make videos about video games and tabletop game as well, where we do that every week. That's what Easy Allies is.
I think that's a good explanation.
Cool.
That's great. Yeah, I looked at the. I didn't even know about it until a few days ago, but it's like pretty recent.
Yeah.
But it looks great. All the stuff that you guys have shot so far like looks good, considering like I assume anything that's on like Patreon or Kickstarter when they're doing like their initial videos. If they're on those, I assume like, well, you got to be low enough budget that I forgive you for like
Yeah.
video production quality a lot.
Yeah.
But your stuff looks good.
We're in a garage still.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can be in a garage and do good stuff still. Let's see. Northland Kyle asks, do you keep rooms and encounters in your back pocket? I sometimes do. It depends on the encounter. Like a lot of the time for this show, because we want to keep it to like 2 hours or so, I'll try to like write the adventure, but then have a little bit of what I think of as like a fuzzy ending where it's like, well, if we're running slow, I can add this in, but if we're running long, I can take this out. So it's sort of like I'll have a little bit of stuff like in there that's room to fudge the length of the adventure. If I was doing more of like a full classical D&D campaign, I'd absolutely have like stuff on hand just in case. I do also. Oh, sorry. We
Is there stuff you took out today? Because it did take us a long time to enter that dungeon.
Actually, the stuff that got taken out today was mostly like all the stuff that you guys didn't notice about the dungeon.
Sure.
Like,
Right.
this,
Yeah,
like
fair.
because you weren't inspecting like
We
just
didn't
more mystery.
inspect anything.
My favorite thing that
didn't even
was
try.
my favorite thing that you guys didn't see is if you had gotten in that room with all the cutouts. There were the Baron's notes on what he thought of the ogre, the Minotaur, and
great.
Mind Flayer, like notes on why each would be a good or bad boss of the dungeon.
Cool. How would we have gotten there?
You could have tried to break the lock or something.
Oh, okay, cool. What was beneath the cloth?
Just boxes. That was not in the plan. That was
okay.
spontaneous because
Sure.
you were like, what am I looking for? And I was like,
Yeah.
maybe this is a storage area. There's boxes there.
Yeah, that's cool.
Giving away all my secrets.
Yeah, that's cool to give away your secrets.
I'm just fine. Oh yeah, like the notes for the ogre that Baron had written on the back of the stand-up was like, too expensive to keep fed, not smart enough for trap maintenance, may get caught in quicksand, ? The Minotaur is perfect. This is circled. Love the horns. Evil but not icky. Can we get one flown in soon? Talk to supplier at the zoo. Maybe substitution until then?
Cool.
That's
Which is
great.
why he had the skeleton.
Yeah.
I just love that the fake thing just played in. We did no effort to investigate
Yeah.
to see what was going on, and the fact that she just started a bit.
Yeah, fake.
Fake. And it all unraveled.
M Bun asks how many more games before Kyle levels up? One more.
Okay.
The way we do leveling up on this show is, again, because we're a little looser, instead of having like experience points for each fight and everything, it's just going to be when a guest has played on the show 3 times, the end of the 3rd time, you make an appeal to the audience for why your character should level up.
Has that happened yet?
Yes, Natalie Palamides did it.
Oh, that's great.
And
That's
she
so
did,
cool.
and they vote, and then they get to vote if you level up or not.
And if you don't, do you reset back?
No, if you don't, then the next time. So like,
It's like getting in the Hall of Fame.
yes.
Okay.
yes.
Okay.
Let's see here.
I love that. That's so funny.
It's a fun idea. Although obviously we didn't do it today. I was just the other day thinking about if I should make it only 2 games instead of 3, because of the fact that it takes a little while to get 3 games under your belt. But I also, this is getting into very deep, like nerdy stuff of like, well, how am I going to balance the encounters if some people go up really fast and then some people are still level 1?
You'll never have to worry that I'm overpowered in this game.
That's true. You have no attack spells.
That's really fascinating. Have you been the same character?
Yeah, I was the same character last time too.
Cool.
Yeah. And we had like no combat last time. Last time was like all conversations. Which was really cool. That was cool.
Yeah, that was that one you went off the beaten track a lot.
Oh, okay. Clear. Okay.
Friendly Merlin
Great name.
says for all of us, what are your comedy backgrounds and interests? He says in parentheses, I figure that's a good question. It is.
It's a very good question.
He also
Good
says,
job.
I think in reference to you guys, Easy Allies being in a garage, says it's a really nice garage. Clay should visit.
It is a nice garage. Absolutely.
Comedy backgrounds and interests. Go.
Oh, jeez, I was in New York for about 5 years doing UCB out there. I was on a house team, mostly doing sketch and stand-up.
Nice.
So now I'm out here and I'm a stand-up and an actor, that kind of stuff. But my interest, I do a lot of video stuff. I'm on a UCB digital team that's about to unleash a web series that we've been working on, and that's kind of it.
I love it when internet video groups. I'm on one of these teams too, so like I say this fully referring to myself too. I think it's so funny when internet video groups refer to unleashing content.
It makes me nervous that it's edgy.
Whether
Is it
you
edgy?
want it or not.
Did you
We're
make
gonna
it
go
edgy?
to your office.
Yeah, is it edgy?
Ours is edgy. We had to be edgy.
Was that an initiative? Is like
That was
Be
our
Edgy?
initiative, Be Edgy.
What is your web series about?
My web series is it's called Shooting Strangers, and it's basically the idea is we wrote a really bad action movie script, and so we showed up to public locations around LA, and we convinced strangers to be in the scenes with us.
That is such a good idea.
And so the movie
That
is
is
it's
such a
the
good
series
idea.
is more about the behind the scenes making of convincing people.
And what people
like,
will agree to.
yeah, and it's
in
really
public?
fun and it's
Oh
real
my
weird.
God.
And so we're putting it all together right now, but it's pretty rad.
When does that come out?
That comes out probably in a couple months. Yeah, probably sometime early summer, I think.
That's really.
We're
really
the
cool.
worst part of realizing how hard it is to edit like reality footage.
Yeah.
Oh my
And
god.
everyone's just like, this isn't super fun anymore.
I helped a friend with a web series recently where I was editing it, and I had never edited reality style stuff
yeah.
before, and it's such a pain.
Yeah, dude,
Because
it's
there's
brutal.
it's because you're writing it as you go too, because you have to find like threads. Anyways, we're getting way off topic of our nerdy.
Oh, but
D&D
I
show.
am in a CISO series that comes out in like 3 weeks or a month,
Whoa.
and it's called Thing Starter, and it's basically fake Kickstarter videos, and this is a whole like Office series about that, and I'm in the pilot episode, and I'm like the creator, and it's gonna be real silly.
Oh, that's awesome.
That
comes out
also
in
is
like
a
a
really good idea for a web series.
Yeah, it's super fun. That it's based on a web series from Above Average, which I was in one of those, and they turned it into a full like half hour, which is pretty rad.
Oh, so it's like a CISO show.
Yeah, it's a CISO show that's gonna
Cool.
come out in May, I think. Pretty exciting.
That's great, guys.
Yeah. All your plugs end with I think.
I know. I'm just I know, but I'm very polite.
Oh, okay.
So I think that's why.
When I heard that you were from UCB New York,
Yeah.
I'm always intimidated by that.
You shouldn't be.
I always think like, oh, this person's gonna be like super funny and mean. That's what I always assume.
I think that actually probably is true for a lot of those guys.
Yeah.
But I feel like I never really fit into that mold just because I'm from like the deepest deep south.
Yeah, New York
Or,
didn't
like-
make you mean. What happened?
No, it made me mean it while I lived in New York.
Okay.
But then you move to LA and then you're like, this is fine. Everything's very chill.
Yeah.
I feel like in New York, you tend to kind of boil over way more. So people are a little tougher. At least
Yeah.
act tougher. Are people like busy all the time? That's like a big New York thing. A lot of huffing and puffing.
Yeah.
In
I'm not
LA,
sure
I'm
where
in full
Disneyland-
chill mode. I think LA UCB can be a little intimidating because everyone's very professional.
Oh, I
Wait,
can
what?
see that.
Which in New York, there's a vibe that everybody's fucking around.
Oh,
And so
okay.
it feels a little more like punk rock. So the comedy's good and it's fun. But out here, people are like here to fucking do it.
I think that also is pushed forward by the fact that they have like a palace of comedy
Yeah,
on
they have a
Sunset Boulevard.
compound.
now. Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty wild.
We're getting very inside baseball now, talking about UCB stuff.
I was learning.
Yeah.
there. I didn't know that's the perception. That's crazy to me.
What's your background, man?
Yeah, background, Kyle.
I feel like stating I have a comedy background is so weird, but you know, my only like training was UCB LA, where we are here to work. Apparently, yeah, we're very straight laced, and I was on a mod team. I was a writer for that for 4 years, and we just graduated.
Cool.
Called New Money, and they're all
Oh,
gone. Yeah,
Sick.
yeah, that was sick. That's my comedy background. I used to do stand up. I used to do stand up in college a lot, and then I did it a little bit in LA, and the negativity got to me.
Yeah, you kind of have to do it on your own. It's really
Yeah.
I hear that a lot about like I will say I'm not a stand-up. I've done it a few times trying it out.
Yeah.
Actually, within the last year was.
I was at a show you were at a show at.
at a think tank.
Think Tank.
Yeah.
It's a fun
I
spot.
think
Yeah.
Think Tank's great. It's
Yeah.
a great supportive place to try it out.
Yeah,
The reason I like that place is I haven't been to that many, but nothing to me seems more depressing than like in a stand-up open mic where it's like people don't know each other. Everybody's just there for their own purposes. It just feels like, it makes me itchy.
I will say that that's where I feel like New York made me a little more like honest with myself, which is that I kind of got out of improv because it felt too positive.
Ha!
Where I felt like nobody was really giving any actual criticism.
Right, right.
We were just like kind of palling around.
Yeah,
Where
yeah.
like in stand-up and in open mics especially, like people tell you pretty clearly if you're not doing a good job. And I think that there's
Oh, I
something
know.
charming.
Who does that? Who tells you you're not doing a good
The
job?
crowd.
Oh, sure. All
I mean,
right.
I feel
Yeah,
like
yeah.
the feedback is they're not polite in any way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I do feel like you get rewarded for very real hustle type stuff. You know what I mean? I like
Yeah.
that. There's something nice about it.
Sure.
It makes it feel like work, and I think I need it to feel like work.
I
That
get
makes
that.
sense.
Otherwise,
Yeah.
I feel guilty about it.
Yeah.
And I think it's one of those things too. It's probably like I actually feel like I'm in a little bit of that position now where I'm like, oh, maybe I should. Like I haven't been to Think Tank in a while, but I've been thinking about going again because I'm like, maybe I do need to get up and just fail at some stuff again.
Yeah.
Like worry of being complacent as an artist and that sort of thing. Wow, this got high-minded.
I love it.
Yeah. Q&A.
But like I've been thinking about doing that too for that similar reason.
Yeah. You gotta mix it. I feel like a healthy life is a little bit of both. I feel like
Yeah.
you learn to kind of treat yourself, but then you gotta put the pedal to the metal sometimes.
Let's get some more questions in there. Kyle.
Yeah.
Do you think you could Parasite Paladin asks, do you think you could handle being a DM? Would you be interested in doing it?
So absolutely I'd be interested. I think there's a lot of the rules I don't grasp. I'm almost there, but I think I'd have to read the Dungeon Master's Guide. And
Yeah.
like that's like a thing I don't have the ambition to do is read a book. So I think that I'll never be a DM until there's no rules maybe.
I mean, it's probably not going to happen.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, if I could sit there where you were, Clay, and just be like, I attack, and just be like, yeah, you hit him. You know what I mean? Like, no dice, I would totally
That
do
seemed
it.
cool.
Yeah. Nah, you missed. Sorry, bud. That'd be the kind of, I'd be cool with being that.
Did you Venmo me for pizza yet? No? You don't hit him.
Yeah.
Didn't work.
And then someone also asked, is being a DM or a player more enjoyable? I guess I'm the only person who could answer that. I think they're both enjoyable for different reasons. I think like they're both super fun. I love being a player and like being able to like unravel like the puzzle or the plot or whatever of like what's going on.
Yeah.
But it's also very fun to make it and like lay out red herrings or like, you know, even today like know the secret of that this is a basically fake dungeon.
Yeah.
And you guys and like watch you guys like slowly realize that.
Yeah. And I mean, I love like frustrating Barth. You know what I mean? This character,
Yeah.
he was just meant to be an NPC, meant to like deliver information that we just keep talking to.
You could not have been
I
more
love that.
clear about like,
Yeah.
move along, fellas, move along. And we're like, wait a minute.
Yeah.
I actually like kind of love that about DMing too though. Like sometimes it's super fun to do that and like
Yeah.
I feel like there's always, especially like when you're doing a show that you're trying to keep to around 2, maybe 2.5 hours like this, there's always going to be a little bit of an element of like, let's keep going, guys. But at the same time, I enjoy like being forced to flesh that stuff out too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's great. Let's see, any other? Kyle needs that Bud Light to level up. I don't know if that's an inside joke.
That's an inside joke. I'll explain it so you're both not left out. That was a weird silence afterward. I did like a weird commercial once where it was like on the streets of Santa Monica. It was sponsored by Bud Light. And I said, hey everybody, we're on the streets of beautiful Santa Monica where a bunch of lucky gamers want to level up with Bud Light.
Oh, that's a fun one.
Yeah. So, you know, it's kind of tarnished my reputation somewhat, but
What's wrong with
can I
leveling
say
up with
no?
Bud Light?
you know.
I guess it's a blessing, but I feel I've done a lot of commercials.
Sure.
And I haven't had to speak in any of them.
Really?
I literally am just a guy who just does this in like 12 commercials.
I'm sorry, you look up. I
like
didn't
it's
see your
just like
expression.
so it's like I'm a guy like looking
Yeah.
at paperwork and then I just look at a guy, or I'm like a bike messenger and I just look to the
So you're reacting.
I could make a reel that is just me turning to one way or the side.
The best. I haven't had to do a lot of like spokesman-y commercials.
Yeah.
The closest I did was, I guess this technically is spokesman-y, but I didn't have to do quite that level of like presentational. But the best thing I did was I did a non-union Crazy Glue ad.
Oh,
That
fun.
was Crazy Glue was doing this series of ads where it was like, in this case, it was a window washer, and they were like, okay, this guy's gonna be washing windows. The cable he goes on over the edge, it's 2 metal bearings that we're gonna crazy glue together, and then he's gonna go over the edge. And I was the crazy glue technician who actually like on camera glued it together. It was me and another girl were the technicians, but like. There was this crazy thing where it's like they did a filmed version, and for that you could easily fake that, so just go over the edge. But they we're like, well, the last time we did one of these ads, nobody believed that the crazy glue actually held. So we're gonna do a one-take version over the course of like 4 minutes. And so it was like, okay, this window washer is gonna go over the side, but in this one take, me and this other girl had to put the glue on, hold it together.
His life is in the balance.
His life is in this glue's hands.
Such a bad
Hold
idea.
it there. And there were all these like the two metal things they were crazy gluing together. It was like the surface were cleaned in such a way, and the crazy glue rep would come up and just be like, it'll hold, it'll be fine. But if you're wearing lotion or anything, you cannot touch the surface. If you touch it, let us know immediately. Do not let anything touch the surface that's going to be glued,
too much
or else
pressure.
any sort of like oils from your hands could disrupt the glue or anything.
And you're just a couple of actors.
Yeah. It was like, it wasn't presentational spokesman, but it was, oh fuck, I hope we don't screw this up.
Did the guy
spokesman.
die?
He was fine.
It worked out?
It worked out.
All
It
right.
is pretty goddamn impressive.
That is
crazy
crazy.
glue when you do it like their scientific proper
You do
way.
it the
Are they
correct
still
way.
paying you? What is this? Come on, man.
No, this is a non-union thing.
Okay, sure.
Yeah. You got your $30.
But yeah, the best commercials are the ones where it's basically like doing a short film. So it's like you're just doing a scene. You don't have to talk or like, pitch a product.
Now, that's not to be said that I have not been booked to talk, and they just cut me out. That happens a lot too.
Oh, really?
I booked like a Samsung commercial last year. It was like me and this like beautiful woman on a date, and it was like a bunch of vignettes, and they literally cut out my dialogue.
What was it?
They used. We were just talking about movies, and I just like it was all improvised. We just had to like ask her what she thought about movies and stuff. And they shot it. The only shot they used is from behind my head, and of course just on the beautiful woman.
Yeah.
And later on, they had me come in and record a voiceover of one movie title, where I just say, "The Princess Bride." So literally, just like all you see is this, and you just see "The Princess Bride," and it's just a beautiful woman's face. So that's the closest I've gotten to speaking in a commercial.
That's so funny.
How many times did you say The Princess Bride?
Dude, I went to this place in Santa Monica and I said it for like an hour straight.
That is
to the
so
point where
funny.
it doesn't sound like
Yeah.
a thing of The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride. The Princess Bride? Real weird.
That's amazing.
man.
Clay, one more really quick one.
One more real quick question.
One last question.
Wrap up.
Oh yeah, we should wrap up.
big. Here we go. This is the big
Sorry
one.
guys, I want to keep talking, but my
Gotta watch the
producers
debate.
are saying to wrap it up.
Don't we hate producers?
So here's actually a good one. Parasite Paladine again asks, to all of you, would you be interested in playing a game where you play yourselves but in some sort of Unreal Fantasy situation? I have a feeling he's talking about Fantasy Flight's line of the End of the World games.
Whoa.
Because that's literally exactly what
You
those
have to be
games are.
yourself?
And it's different situations like zombie apocalypse or
fun
Twilight
idea.
of the Gods. And it's like, okay, your character is Clay Larsen or Kyle Bosman. And it's like they have a system for
Need
like...
amass powers and stuff though still?
No, you're playing yourself, so it's
You're a
like
real
they have
guy.
some sort of system when you're setting up the game to be like, these are what your abilities are based on real life.
That's fun.
I would say I would hate that.
I feel like it would hurt my feelings when people told me what my abilities were.
And your
They're like,
stats,
now
dude.
you're not charismatic at
Yeah,
all.
your wisdom is negative too.
Yeah, you're real stupid.
yeah.
You're like
Yeah,
a real
yeah.
dumb guy.
I feel like I would love to play that a few times, but I am worried that I would get... I feel like it'd be so hard to play that with a group of friends and not get like, so Kyle is at 6 in intelligence and I'm 5.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. And also, I
Fine.
feel like,
No, it's fine. I get it.
and some people would try to be like cooler than they really are. They'd be like, I punched the zombie. It's like, no, you wouldn't,
Yeah.
Dave. You know, I would punch the zombie. It's like, no, shut
hung
up.
out
You
with
would
you.
run.
Yeah,
Yeah,
you're an
yeah.
idiot.
Yeah, I punch it. Like, oh. There's no way to actually play yourself in an RPG. I
The
feel
flip
like.
side of that is if it's tough enough that like if someone tries to do that, they almost immediately die, then I'd be okay with it.
Yeah.
Like if the system is designed so like, yeah, you can try to be cool, you're probably gonna get fucked.
Yeah. Okay.
Then I would be okay with it. But yeah,
If it was realistic, all of our numbers would just be like 1 or 2s.
Sure.
yeah.
I'd have some negatives.
I think they say in the D&D book, if I remember correctly, in their system, the idea is like average is 10. So like if we were D&D characters, we would probably all be 10s.
Okay.
But to me, that's like, oh, you know why that is? Because if you have like a skeleton that can't talk has an intelligence of 6.
That's not bad.
No, so like
Oh wait, that is super bad.
that is bad. But
Okay,
like
yeah,
what I'm
yeah.
saying is
But
like
not-
so like saying you have a 1 or 2 in their system is like saying you're literally
You're just like a rock. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
This was fun, man. I had a great time.
Yeah.
Benetek says you're all 10s.
Wow.
I'm a D&D 10.
Hey,
Yeah.
wait a minute.
I'm a D&D 10. Oh, that's the saddest t-shirt you could ever get printed.
A perfect D&D 10.
That is great, guys. I think that's it. Thank you for watching and hanging out for the Q&A, everybody. Please, if you haven't yet, subscribe to our channel. Check out Easy Allies. Check out Horace and Pete.
That's not a real thing. That's Louis C.K.'s web series.
Shooting
was a
Strangers,
mistake.
though.
Shooting Strangers coming out.
is real.
Follow
yeah.
me on at Zach Broussard and for more info.
How do you spell Broussard?
Broussard.
Okay.
Nice. That's it, guys. Thank you for watching. See you next week.